EV investment is a big waste of money and resources for Toyota, at least right here, right now. They're better off buying credits than actually providing electric vehicles to a market that's not really ready for electric vehicles. Grab your snacks and drinks, buckle in, and let's go. Guys, smash the like button if you think Toyota is doing the right thing right now. Is a multi-pronged approach. We don't need to hustle into EVs. Yes, invest in them, but don't go overboard before the market is ready. And that's their key message right here as we go over this article from Automotive News. And make sure you're subscribed. I can't wait to share more Toyota things with you guys this spring. April, I am driving the new Land Cruiser, the Tacoma hybrid, the new Camry that is fully hybrid as well, and then possibly something else. I can't say what it is. I actually don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure I know it is, but I can't say what it is. It's sort of thing. Regardless, make sure you subscribe for all that good stuff coming in April. Toyota's CEO in North America, Ted Ogawa, he's been the CEO for the last 5 years here in North America. He's saying it's better to buy EV credits from Tesla, for example, than waste EV investments. Just like Akio Toyoda, Ted Ogawa thinks 30% of the United States will be fully electric by 2030. And Toyota would rather follow the demand of the market than the demand of the government. That is so bold of them. They're like, no, government, we don't sell cars to you. We sell cars to people. And if you force us to try to sell one type of car, we don't care. We would rather sell the cars that people want. I reported on my Sunday morning EV news update, which happens every Sunday morning. Again, make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell icon for that. But this past Sunday, I talked about how the EPA is possibly shifting the court again, moving the goalposts for EV adoption and forcing the automakers to be at a certain EV threshold by a certain year. That's about ready to change. Now it's an election year. That could change a whole lot more if a different party gets in control situation. You guys know what I mean. But because of this, Toyota will choose to follow natural customer demand and buy credits to close the gap. They would rather do that than waste money on investing in EVs without consumers ready to buy them. This week I'm driving the Ioniq 6 from Hyundai. It's a fantastic electric car. It's better than Toyota's electric cars, and they can be had for crazy good deals. Check this out. A brand new Ioniq 6 SEL for $36K. You're going to get a lightly used one for $34K, right? There's crazy deals. Why are there crazy deals? Because the demand is not there. They're producing, Hyundai and Tesla are producing a lot of EVs and having to drop prices to get people to buy them. The market's just not ready due to lots of different reasons. I talk about it all the time. The lack of a built-out infrastructure in North America makes for buying an EV not that convenient, especially those living in apartments. If you just drive around town and you're able to charge at home, EVs are a great option and better than ever before because they are better than ever before. But the problem is they're going to be better than ever before by a landslide in just 2 to 3 years. And that's when Toyota's really going to go hard in the paint with their next generation EV architecture. They're like, hey, we're not going to overinvest in our antiquated architecture, which is the BZ4X, which is the Lexus RZ, which is the Subaru Solterra. They're like, we're not going to dump any more money into that if we can help it. We would rather get the ball moving and invest all this money on the next gen platform coming in 2026, first as a Lexus, possibly what's trademarked as a Lexus HZ, but it's a production version of the LFZC concept. Ted said that he knows that the EPA is now reconsidering what the regulation level should be. However, again, our starting point is what the customer demand should be. So for example, 2030 regulation said the new car market, more than half of it should be battery electric vehicle, but our current plan is only 30%. We are respecting the regulation, and therefore they're going to pay those credits that have to close the gap, right? But more important is customer demand. I try to find these EV penetration rules on the EPA site for the last 5 minutes or so. It is very difficult to find it here, and I'm not going to waste my time going through the EPA. So we're just going to look at alternative 3, but apparently there are more alternatives. It's just that alternative 3 is seemingly the one that's going to win out compared to the proposed standards right now. So alternative 3, here we go. Okay, so these dark green ones also do not include plug-in hybrids, and it is assumed with these lighter green alternative number 3 that plug-in hybrids would also help account for this 32%. You could have actually, the majority of your plugins be plug-in hybrid and just offer a small amount of EVs to make up that 32% of your total fleet volume. And of course, these numbers are much reduced compared to the solid green levels, all the way up until about 2031, and then it gets really, really close. And in fact, in 2032, it's actually higher expected total volume. But again, by then, they're also including plug-in hybrids with the light green bar. And that plays into Toyota's specialty, which is plug-in hybrids. You might be saying, Kirk, Toyota, they have a great RAV4 Prime and they have a great Prius Prime, but where are all the other Prime models? And the fact that the Prime models that you can get, you can't really get them because they're so limited in production volume. Well, I have great news for you. In 2025, Toyota's battery plant in North Carolina is going online, where they're going to produce tons of battery electric vehicle batteries and hybrid batteries and plug-in hybrid batteries. So finally, we'll be able to see plug-in hybrids produced from Toyota and Lexus here in North America starting 2025. And that coincides well with the launch of the redesigned 2026. It should be a 2026 RAV4, their volume seller. So holy cow, so much to talk about there. But let's get back to the article. If plug-in hybrids are not included in these totals by the government, then Toyota's going to have to buy a ton of credits, which is definitely going to hurt their bottom dollar, right? Again, the laws are not set in stone yet. And even if they are set in stone, when the next presidential change happens, they can all be back to reset, and they change the uptake rate or the forcing rate of electric vehicle production. Ted Ogawa is making a big shot here. Wasted investment is worse than credit purchase. Again, he would rather not spend the money on EVs because that demand currently just does not exist in the market. Ted Ogawa is saying this is just the starting year in 2024 of the company's plans to broaden its EV offerings and pursue a multi-path strategy. So next year, 2025, they're also coming out with their 3-row electric crossover. Now, I just saw the EV9 on the road this morning from Kia. That thing has crazy road presence. It looks so futuristic compared to all the other cars next to it. It's such a handsome and well-designed SUV. I haven't driven it yet, so stay tuned. I will get it on the channel. I'm driving the Ioniq 6 this week, like I said, another eGMP stablemate. But Toyota will have their competitor to that EV9 very, very soon, in about a year from now, actually. The second half of 2025, they're planning to roll it out, and Lexus will have a more upscale I hope more powerful as well, to differentiate themselves from the Toyota variant. But I'm very excited for that vehicle as well. But yeah, I'd rather have, a plug-in hybrid minivan, Toyota. I'm waiting. He says compared to Tesla and their batteries, yes, we are behind. And that is true. He knows it. Toyota knows it. In fact, when I was at the Japan Mobility Show, aka the Tokyo Auto Show, in October, I spoke to the engineer of the gigacasting platform, and he said, yeah, Tesla's ahead of us. We can't figure out how to do that front gigacast as well as them, especially incorporating the crumple zones into the gigacast. But however, Ted says we are catching up, not only is it on the product, but also the ecosystem surrounding the BEV area, such as home charging and energy management. Well, thankfully, the energy management on the BZ4X is nowhere close to as good as the Ioniq 6 that I'm driving right now, and the software is not close either. But Toyota will get there. I know they will. Now, interesting, he talks about China. He says the big threat is China right now, possibly entering the United States through Mexico. BYD specifically is looking at building a plant in northern Mexico to export them into the United States from there. Ted Ogawa said the Chinese product is so competitive, even including the tariffs. China also saw, for example, labor costs and increasing material costs as well, just like anyone else. And he feels that eventually they'll be in the same condition as other automakers operating in North America. Well, that's the thing. They will be in the same boat because it's Mexico, right? If everyone's making vehicles in Mexico, how are Chinese companies going to have the edge up in producing low-cost vehicles there when you're paying Mexican workers just like everyone else is paying Mexican workers to build EVs in Mexico? So that's why he's saying like it's going to level out. But the Chinese have pretty good technology too that is definitely more advanced in some ways than Toyota, at least when it comes to battery electrics, right? He says, our dealers ask us every day how we will compete with China and the United States, specifically BYD is what I would say. He says, we still have the better product. I don't doubt that overall when it comes to build quality and you know what you're going to get. And however, he says it's unclear how to keep competitiveness in terms of MSRP or the price area. And at the end, he talks about the difference between Koji Sato and Akio Toyoda. He's now worked under two different CEOs. Akio Toyoda is now the chairman of Toyota, but he said Akio was more of the strong leader, seemingly like he has the say and you just do what he says. And I'm paraphrasing here. And he says Koji is much more of a team player. He's really good at delegating as well as team management. And he's better at communication, which is super, super important in today's day and age more than ever before. And lastly, we're going to end with this anime from Toyota. It is on their YouTube page. I'll put in the link below if you guys want to check it out as well. But I'm going to also play the audio, put my headphones on, and we're going to get into this anime from Toyota. We know not that long ago, Acura had Chiaki's Journey with the Type S models. Now Toyota is saying, hey, Acura, you're not the only one that can do anime. So here's Toyota and Gazoo's Racing Grip anime series, and this is just episode 1. If you want me to keep covering it, I will cover episode 2 as well here on the channel. This one's called Circuit Breakers.
Sheep everywhere.
Self-driving cars of the future.
What are you doing, Sense Sheep?
Gotta pause right there. Are you gonna... What? This looks a lot... Oh my gosh. This looks like a lot like Honda's EV. Their Dustbuster EV. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. What are the chances? Was that done on purpose? Look at that. Now, you could say, Kirk, in the future, all cars will be shaped the same for the most aerodynamic advantage. But that is crazy similar between the two. What do you guys think? Is it just coincidence? Probably. But are you going to start calling EVs on the road or the people driving them synth sheep?
Go!
What did that say? What did that say? The future is synthed.
You're Jay Kang.
Jay Kang. Stay tuned for episode 2. So, I mean, I could really break this down. They're calling, EVs, autonomous vehicles anyways, like a joyless driving experience of the future. And look at these guys as completely zombified by their tablets and electronics. And the evil eye, right? This reminds you of if you watched WALL-E and the autopilot with the red eye. Is this what's the future? It's a little bit like that, but WALL-E was ahead of its time with, artificial intelligence taking over. Of course, they have their manual transmission cars like the Supra and the GR Corolla here. Notice how the evil cars are communicating with each other, the autonomous cars, to put on the brakes in front of a gas car. There's like this battle going on of self-drivers and self-driving cars. So, and then they also have this evil figure in the background. Yeah, he might be the evil guy. Is he supposed to be like the Elon Musk of the autonomous driving future? The future is synth or synthetic. Wow. Pretty aggressive. And I can't wait for future videos because they're essentially demonizing the future of cars and the funness of cars, right? Do you guys want a future of just robo-taxis? I mean, in terms of like efficiency, it's hard to argue that that is not the best answer, but people like to be individual. People also like to have control, and people like to have fun in their toys. And if it's just an everyday thing at that point, then why have cars? Shouldn't everyone be in a bus? Shouldn't buses be automated and not individual cars at that point? I don't know. Good questions to be talked about. And notice all the cars have a QR code, so you probably just get it on your phone and then the door will open for you because it'll charge your account and allow you to get in and out where you want. Anyways, that's the future, guys. Love it or hate it. It doesn't seem as far-fetched as it would maybe in 20 years ago. But I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys for watching. And I can't wait to read your comments below on Ted Ogawa's comments on he doesn't want to waste money on EV development when the market's not ready for it. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.